morning students. Already we have completed 3 experiments in class 9th. This is our 4th experiment in the practical. It is as per your CBSE syllabus. So in this 4th experiment, what is our aim of the experiment? I have already written for your benefit. This is your to find out various physical and chemical changes by performing some experiments. Okay. Students, before I teach you the physical and the chemical changes, what are actually the physical changes? Physical changes are those changes which are having the just phase change. Suppose I am making a solution of ammonium chloride and sodium chloride solution. You are seeing that I am just stirring it with a glass rod. Okay. Now the solution made will be a physical change only. In the physical change, no new compound is formed, only a phase change, a solubility or vaporization or solid changes to liquid, ice changes to water. These are coming under the physical changes. So when I am making a solution, it is a physical change. But I will be teaching you so many chemical changes here. What are the chemical changes listed in your practical book? First chemical change will be between iron with the copper sulfate solution. Okay. Students, for your benefit, this is your copper sulfate. You see how does the copper sulfate box look like and whatever the symbols. When you will be growing older, you will be studying about these symbols. What these symbols mean. Whether it is corrosive, whether it is flammable, whether it is highly volatility, whether it is a poison, whether it is not poison. This type of symbols will help you to study more. So this is a very beautiful bright color copper sulfate crystal. These are known as cupric 2 sulfate. Copper 2 sulfate, LR, laboratory grade. LR means laboratory grade. So copper sulfate I am taking in a beaker. Okay. You see how to make the solution. I am taking little bit of copper sulfate. Okay. I am adding some water. Beautiful copper sulfate solution is prepared. Okay. In this copper sulfate solution, when the solution is made, you see, it is a beautiful blue color copper sulfate solution. And students, this is your iron fillings. I will show you how does the iron fillings look like. The iron fillings in the laboratory will be looking like this. So I am asked to do, you people will also be doing this, add some iron fillings into copper sulfate solution. I am adding some iron fillings into copper sulfate solution and I am making a stirring. This way I am taking a glass rod stirring. Who is more reactive metal? Whether iron or copper? That you know. Okay. If you don't know, you will be studying this in your class 10th. I will not teach you now. I will not, because while doing the experiment, students do the experiment to get out to come to a conclusion. You will reach into a conclusion. You will of yourself you will tell me who is a reactive metal, who is a less reactive metal. Okay. You are seeing slowly the beautiful blue color of the copper sulfate is fading away. And you are seeing that the solution becoming faded blue color and a reddish color metal is getting separated. If you see reddish color metal is getting separated, this you have added, students, I am teaching you the conclusion. You have added bright dark grey color iron fillings. Okay. Now you are seeing that here I will be showing you reddish brown color copper metal is getting separated, showing behind a white background. This is, you see students, reddish color. This reddish color is known as your copper metal. That means it is a chemical change. So we will be writing the reactions here, students. The first reaction will be, I have taken copper sulfate aqueous, this copper sulfate solution, added solid metallic iron, and I am getting that copper metal is getting free. This reddish brown color copper metal is getting free, and iron is reverse. Okay, this copper metal is reddish brown color. Reddish brown color. Okay, this is one type of chemical change. Now students, I will be showing you. Now I will be showing you another experiment. What is the second experiment? Bonding of magnesium ribbon. Okay, let us put on the. This is your magnesium ribbon. You see students, you should know everything so that you can learn very nicely. This is magnesium metal ribbon laboratory reagent. And how does it look like? It looks like a roll. I have not broken it earlier because I will show you how soft the metal is. I am just breaking it this way and this metal is broken. It is a very soft metal. Okay. So, I will now show you the bonding of magnesium ribbon. Okay. Let us put on the spirit lamp. Whether it is a chemical change or physical change, you will tell me. I am putting on the burner. I am holding the magnesium ribbon with a pair of tongue. This is a pair of tongue. You should know all the laboratory equipments. Now, I am showing you whether the magnesium ribbon bonding is a physical change or a chemical change. I will show you students. We will get a change, I think. I am hopeful that I will be able to show. You see students, the magnesium ribbon started burning of its own. Bright dazzling magnesium ribbon is burning. Okay? Bright dazzling magnesium ribbon is burning. And students, I am collecting this magnesium ribbon in a watch glass. I am collecting this burnt magnesium ribbon in a watch glass. You see, I have just collected here. I will show you one experiment with this. Okay, I am dissolving little water. Okay, and making a solution. Whatever burnt magnesium ribbon, I will ask you the reactions. Whether it is a physical change or chemical change, you will tell me. So when I have made a solution, we don't know what is this solution. Whether this solution is acidic or basic, that we also don't know. So I will check it. I will check it with a red litmus paper. This is a red litmus paper. Okay. And you have to moist the red litmus paper. Before doing any experiment, you moist the paper. Okay. Now I am just putting little bit of, you see, any changes you are getting? Any changes you are getting? No change? What happened? My dear students, what happened to the color of the red litmus? Red litmus changed to blue. Little bit of bluish color you are getting. If you do it properly, you will get a beautiful blue color. I am showing you. You see, this patch is becoming blue. This patch is red and this patch is blue. That means the litmus paper, red litmus paper changed to blue color. That means that solution is alkaline and that is nothing but your, I will show the reaction students. It is a chemical change. So solid magnesium 2Mg. It is bond with oxygen which is gas and you are getting 2MgO. Magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide. This bond, white as of the magnesium is magnesium oxide. When you will be adding water with this, you dissolve with this water, you are getting magnesium hydroxide. So magnesium hydroxide. Okay. So this magnesium hydroxide is alkaline in nature. This magnesium hydroxide is alkaline in nature, which turned, you have seen that, which turned red litmus paper red litmus paper into blue color. Mixed on red litmus paper into blue color. Students, I want to show you another experiment for your benefit. I am just collecting little bit of this extract. We'll do some experiment, no problem. And I am dissolving with the water. It's a colorless liquid. Okay. I am adding a drop of universal indicator solution. Let us see if we are getting any change. Well and good. If you are not getting, I am just adding a drop of universal indicator. Any change in the color? Any change in the color? Is the color visible properly? You are getting a purple color. That means it is magnesium hydroxide and it is alkaline in nature. Because it is alkaline, you are seeing the pH value is more than 7 and it is matching with the bottle's pH color, purple color. So here is a study. What is the study? You learned today. Any metal, if it is bond with oxygen, forms a metallic oxide, and generally the metallic oxides are basic in nature or alkaline in nature. Then the third experiment I am going to tell you, what is that? Zinc with dilute sulfuric acid. Students, I have taken some zinc powder. This zinc dust. You see students, this is your zinc dust. I am adding this zinc dust to dilute sulfuric acid. Okay students, you will help me in doing the experiment in a very nice way. I have taken some filter paper, cleaned it. I am taking a dry test tube, taking little bit of powdered zinc dust. Okay. In that zinc dust, I am adding dilute sulfuric acid. If I add dilute sulfuric acid to the zinc, what changes are occurring? You see, whether it is a physical change or chemical change. What is happening, students? You see? What is happening? If I am putting hand, you see, the bubbles you are seeing is the gas. Okay? The bubbles you are seeing is the gas. Just burn it. Keep it there. I am collecting the gas, students. Give me the mastic. Good. Pop sound. I got a little pop sound. When a burning matchstick is entered into the gas which is produced over here, I heard a little pop sound. You should do this experiment with the proper supervision of your teacher. And this gas which is coming out from here is nothing but your hydrogen gas. I am writing, students, here the third experiment. Zinc solid when reacted with dilute sulfuric acid aqueous, I am getting ZnSO4 aqueous and hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas, when a matchstick entered into it, a little explosion comes out and it is the pop-up sound. And the last experiment is your sodium sulfate with barium chloride. So students, I will do the final experiment for you. Okay. I have taken little bit of, this is the final experiment which is in your syllabus. I am taken little bit of sodium sulfate and I have added water to it. Okay. I am making a solution of the sodium sulfate in water. Just stirring it so that you will get a proper liquid. It should be properly soluble, students. Whenever you are doing any experiment, it should be properly soluble. It is a sodium sulfate solution. Then I have taken some barium chloride. It is your barium chloride. So now I am adding a little bit of barium chloride solution. You see, all the salts are white and solid. So don't confuse yourself. Always put your spatula and label in a proper way so that everything should not be messed up. You know, this is your barium chloride solution. Just now I have made sodium sulfate solution and it is a barium chloride solution. Okay, two transparent liquid. What is the changes? You see, focus properly. What is the changes? I will show you. Whether it is a chemical change or physical change. Let us see, students. 1, 2, 3. What I got? What I got? I got a thick white precipitate, and it is a precipitation reaction. It is a thick white precipitate and it is a precipitation reaction. You see, students? This precipitation reaction means if I want to collect, I have folded a filter paper in the last experiment. Suppose I will show you how to separate this precipitate. Look at, students, I am doing this practical for you people. I am just filtering it. I am doing this filtration with the help of a filter stand. You see, students, I am doing this experiment with the help of a filter stand, and what is happening? The barium chloride solution and the sodium sulfate solution getting reacted. Let us write the fourth experiment and I will wind up with this. Okay, I have taken sodium sulfate, Na2SO4 aqueous, sodium sulfate, you know, writing the valence and symbol. Then barium chloride, BaCl2 aqueous, both the liquids I mixed up. What I got? I got BaSO4, solid. And what is rest? BaSO4 is gone. Rest is sodium chloride. So 2NaCl aqueous. This is your precipitation reaction. You will give a this type arrow which indicates that it is a precipitation reaction. Precipitate. Precipitate means solids found in liquids. Solids found in liquids. So these four experiments, whatever is done in your experiment 4 are chemical changes. So chemical changes, we are finally closing up. Chemical changes is what? After a chemical change, the reagents or the elements or the compounds change their properties completely and they cannot return back to the original component again. But what is a physical change? Physical change has retained their physical state of matter changes, but no composition and no product is formed which cannot be returned back. Okay, thank you very much.